あの魔女どもにベアとのゲームは理解できるのか？
同じゲーム版を使う以上、この子にできないことはできません。しかしこの子がやらないことはやれます。
やらないこととは何だ？
チェスの道具はチェスで遊ぶために存在します。それを使ってトランプをすることはできない。しかしチェスの駒を相手に投げつけてぶつけたり、チェス盤に落書きしてみたり、そういう行為をすることも不可能ではありません。しかしそれはチェスに対する冒涜だから誰もやらない。
So in other words, they can be pricks. That's okay. That definitely wouldn't be chess anymore. Beato's eyes seem to cloud slightly with sadness.
ふざけやがって。これは俺とベアとのゲームだ。他の誰にも冒涜はさせない。
At that time, gold butterflies gathered and Ronova appeared, holding a tea set with black tea.
紅茶のおかわりはいかがですか？
もらえるか？
かしこまりました。いかがですか？お嬢様の思考を探る旅は。
さっぱりだが楽しんでるぜ。
しかしよろしいのですか？こちらでくつろがれていても。
あの魔女どもが勝手に進めてるゲームのことか？
ええ、先ほど紅茶をお届けに伺った時にはもう第一の番の殺人が起こり、もうじきその次の殺人も起こりそうな気配でした。
Well, we can't go through all of that slice of life stuff in the beginning every time, can we? It gets a little bit boring, so being faster might be for the best here. When Beato and I were playing, the game would be paused whenever someone left their seats. However, those witches wouldn't pause that game just because I wasn't around. You chose not to be, you know.
ロノウェは奴らのゲームを見たのか？
一部ではございますが。
どうだった？
Ronova lifted the pot high with an elegant gesture as he poured the black tea. After finishing that, he finally spoke. He gave us his impressions of it.
愛がありませんな。
And as we all know, without love it cannot be seen.
愛ってなんだ？
これは失礼。女性風に申し上げるとです。男性風に申し上げるならば、義理が通らぬと申しましょうか。
I understood what those words meant. When I met Virgilia's eyes, she shook her head slightly and stared at the floor.
上辺は大変よくお嬢様のゲームに似せていると思います。しかし根本が大きく異なっています。
それはベアとのゲームのルールに反することなのか？
いいえ、反しません。ラムダデルタ様はお嬢様のゲームのルールを実によく理解なされております。
I do.
しかし
Battler stood up. There was no need to make Ronova say anymore.
バトラク、
ロノウェ、すまない。せっかく入れてもらったけど紅茶はいらねえぜ。
やはり参られますか？
ああ、俺たちのゲームに部外者はいらない。
That's very racist. These guys weren't even here in the beginning. Because I've been loafing about, crazier and crazier witches have been introduced. And now they've hijacked this game between me and Beatrice.
取り返さねえとな。ベアとのゲーム版は今は俺が預かってるはずなんだ。その俺がここでぼんやりしてるわけにはいかない。
ありがとう。その言葉をこの子に聞かせてやりたかった。
きっと聞こえていますよ。お嬢様はそれにお返事することができないだけです。
Beato lay there silently, like a living doll with dull eyes. The game board she had created herself had been hijacked by incomprehensible people, and was being turned into a mess. If I was designated to be her opponent, then Beato must have created this game for me. I've got to take it back.
待ってろ。俺が取り返してくる。
She looks sad. Maybe she's thinking about it, I don't know. Of course, Beato didn't respond in any way. That's right. If she can't respond, then I have to protect it in her place.
行ってくるぜ。バルギリア、ロノエ。黄金の眠り姫の面倒を頼むぜ。
はい、お任せ。
行ってらっしゃい、バトラ君。そしてどうか、この子のいないゲームにて、この子の何かを見つけてあげてください。もしそれを見つけることができたなら、たとえこの子が不在であっても、あなたはこの子と戦ってくれたことになる。
そうだよな。ああ。全然ダメだぜ。俺は何をやってるんだ。
Let's go. And let's take it back.
魔女ども、待たせたな。俺の休憩は終わりだぜ。
When he faced the jet black heavens and yelled this, the whole world shattered as though it were made out of thin glass. Then, as though it had been that way since the beginning, it transformed into that smoking room where Battler had fought Beato so many times, in which the two witches had now hijacked.
なにあんた、今頃戻ってきたの？超遅すぎ。もうゲームは2日目どころか大詰めも大詰めよ。
バトラがいつまでも来ないから私が勝手に進めちゃったわ。
Yeah, like he even waited for me in the first place.
ペルンはあんたよりずーっと頭が冴えてて痛快だったわよね。
うるせえ。プレイヤーは俺だ。代役の魔女どもは引っ込んでろ。
別に今から参加しても構わないけど、もう出番ないわよ、多分。
確かに。だってもうクライマックスもクライマックス。これで多分ベルンが詰めてゲームセットだもの。
なんだと。
いいんじゃない？最後の詰めくらい見物しても。
Here we go.
そうね。おいでなさい、後ろ宮バトラー。もうほとんどおしまいだけど、私の作ったキュートでエレガントなゲーム、エピソード5 End of the Golden Witch。
Let's look at who's dead so far. So Jessica's dead. Her corpse was found in a cousin's room on the second floor of the guest house. The direct cause of death is unknown, but apparently she was sliced open. You can always tell with the picture. Hideyoshi is dead. Guest room on the first floor of the mansion. Demon's stake pierced through the back. Penetrated his lungs. George, dead. Cousin's room, second floor guest house. Sliced open. Oh look, Maria is dead. That's rare. But she's dead early. Her corpse was found in the cousin's room on the second floor. Sliced open. Neck. Rosa, dead. Cousin's room, second floor. Neck. Blade. Genji. Curious. Direct cause of death is unknown. Neck was sliced open in the servant waiting room. So our killer seems to be using knives, apparently. Alright, meta world-wise we have nothing now. Let's save real quickly. And then continue. Second day, October 5th, 1986. If that was a little bit too quick for you, people are dead. And we are at the end. Not necessarily really, but Quite advanced. Let's see what's going on. Who blames who this time? There's only a few servants left. Of course, without Genji, they're missing their head, basically. Everyone's sad. Right now, no humans exist on this island except for those in this parlor, so everyone is here. They all gathered. And with one exception, it has been shown that none of them have committed murder. And the culprit is among these people.
おいおいとなると決定的じゃねえか。
魔女が犯人で魔法で殺人を犯したわけでない限り。あんたなの？あんたがジョージを、主人を殺したの？どうしてよ？どうして？
Who are they pointing at?
私は殺していません。
Oh, Natsui, okay.
私は何も。
I mean, she does know how to handle a gun, right? But they were killed with a knife, so can she also handle a knife against someone like Genji, who is a towering giant? In a panic, and with a voice that was far from calm. In a manner that was, to put it coldly, unsightly, Aunt Natsui denied the suspicion placed upon her. However, there was no longer any way around it. She stood up, brushed back her long hair, pointed at Aunt Natsui, and said it one more time. She.
あなたが犯人です。後宮夏日さん。
Third best girl enters just like that. Before we continue, man, what a beautiful opening and intro, wasn't it? Wasn't that... it's the same girl that also sings most of the Nitro Plus games openings. Is it Ito Kanako or something? It sounded definitely like her, I'm gonna have to look this up. As she knocked loudly and repeatedly, Natsuhi yelled. Shortly after, there was a heavy clunking sound, and the sound of the door to Kinso's study unlocking could be heard. As the door opened, a heavily sweet, venomous odor flowed out. Natsui was always ashamed of how she automatically grimaced at that, even though she found it rude to the family head. Kraus was waiting for her inside the study. Natsui flew into his arms.
お父様はお父様は
落ち着きたまえ。今南條先生が見ている。
With an uncertain gait, Natsui walked towards the center of the study, supported by Kraus. There, a dignified bed fitting for the Ushiromiya family head could be seen, along with Nanjo, Genji, and Kumasawa.
南條先生お父様は
After sighing deeply, Nanjo left the side of the bed. On the bed, Kinzo could be seen lying down, asleep.
大往生だ。金蔵さんも心残りはなかっただろう。
お父様
It's always crazy how dedicated she is to him for me, because they're not related by blood, but she really loved him. She's really sad about his passing. And every time someone goes out against Kinzo, she's the first one to defend, even quicker than Kraus. It's absolutely crazy. I say crazy, but then again it's just a dedication of love, isn't it? Sobbing, Natsui slumped over the chest of that man who had fallen into a sleep from which he would never awaken.
奥様どうかしっかりお父様お父様こんな突然なんて
Natsui couldn't stop crying over the death of the man whom she had loved like a second father. Kumasawa rubbed Natsui's back, consoling her. Kraus slumped into his late father's favorite chair. By sitting there, he might have been immersed in memories of his departed father. Or perhaps he thought that by sitting there, he might be able to understand just a bit of the madness of Kinzo's later years, which he had never been able to comprehend before. And Nanjo, just as he had when Kinzo once sat in that chair, contemplating a chess move, turned his back and looked down over the outside world through a crack in the curtains.
同じ死ぬならせめて寝込んで1年後に死亡とか。もう少ししかるべき準備の猶予期間を設けてから死んでほしかったのね。
それは逆だ。最後の瞬間までお元気だったことを喜ぶべきです。
Yeah, but this means that apparently he died quite sudden and abrupt, right?
建前上はそうなるがね。
Nanjo understood that as well. Ushiromiya Kinzo, who had risen like a comet and glittered like a supernova in the post-war business world, had died. His funeral would probably be of a fantastic scale, and it would also be the ceremony marking Kraus's inheritance of the headship. He would have to arrange everything as the host of the event, carry out funeral diplomacy perfectly, and make it clear to all that the Ushiromiya family still had enormous influence in the political and financial spheres. As Nanjo watched Kraus, he was vividly reminded of the time when Kinzo had been suddenly selected as the Ushiromiya family head, when Kinzo had been lost and confused. In this way, he was able to understand Kraus's distress and sympathize with it. Natsui's sobs eventually subsided. Watching this and leaving Kumasawa to care for Natsui as a fellow woman, Genji returned to where Kraus was. And, as though asking what should be done, Genji lowered his head slightly.
手続き等は私と源氏さんでやろう。クラウスさんはまずは親戚の方々に連絡した方がいいでしょうな。
Kraus, with his hand still over his eyes, didn't respond. Perhaps even though he had known this day would come, Kraus really couldn't hide his shock at how suddenly it had reached him.
私と南條先生にお任せを。旦那様はまずは奥様とご相談いただくのが良いかと思います。
Maybe she heard that, or maybe it was a coincidence. As though responding to Genji's words, Natsui came over. Her eyes were red from crying so much. But she apparently understood the heavy responsibility that had been imposed on them even better than Kraus did.
これからはあなたが栄光ある後宮家の当主です。お父様の後を立派に継いだことを内外に示しましょう。この夏日、あなたの妻として棺を並べる日までお仕えする覚悟です。
That again is some crazy fucking dedication / love, right? Jesus Christ, I'm not sure my wife would ever say that to me. Then again, I'm not the head of some kind of big-ass household. Trying to encourage her husband, who was overcome with shock, Natsui lent him some reassuring words. When Kraus finally lowered the hands that had been covering his face, he looked up at the ceiling with a blank expression and let out a deep, deep sigh.
どうかしっかりお父様の残したものを食い荒らそうと目論む輩が大勢いるのですよ。私たちはお父様の名誉と財産を守るために戦わなければなりません。それが後宮家当主の最初の仕事ですよ。
分かってる。分かっているとも。
南條先生と源氏はお役所や葬儀業者への手配をお願いします。特に源氏、お父様の葬儀にふさわしいものとなるよう特に手配を頼みますよ。
かしこまりました。
それから南條先生、お父様は病院でお亡くなりになったわけではないので、
場合によっては解剖が入るかもしれませんな。
なんとかなりませんか。亡くなったとはいえお父様の大切なお体です。傷をつけるなど耐えられることではありません。
気持ちはわかる。だがそういうところをきっちりすることも大切だ。それにこう言ってはなんだが、難しい親族の方々が多いんじゃないかね。
Who knew how those vultures after the inheritance might try to find fault with them? They might claim to have found some reason to suspect the cause of death, using that as a point of contention to start some trouble, which is exactly what happened the past 4 episodes, right? Right now it was important not only to pay Kinz's remains the respect they were due, but also to solidify the position of the new family head, Kraus.
わかりました。必要最小限にお願いします。間違ってもお父様の威厳が損なわれるようなお姿にしないように。
それは大丈夫だ。安心しなさい。とにかく金蔵さんのことはわしらに任せて、夏日さんこれからが大変なんだから。
分かっています。あなたもどうかしっかり。
He's absolutely out of it, apparently. Kraus was still staring blankly at the ceiling with a befuddled expression on his face. She understood the shock and heavy responsibility he bore. Natsui understood her husband's feelings as much as anyone.
親族への連絡は私今だけは休まれてください。
Kraus didn't respond. Natsui, thinking him to be just a bit unreliable at the moment, decided she must offer her support. Seeing her husband like this actually spurred Natsui to action, and a resolute expression rose to her face.
これから忙しくなります。今できることを始めましょう。夫はきっとお父様と二人きりで話したいこともあると思います。私たちは一度ここを退出しましょう。
そうでございますね。その時間はきっと今しか取れないでしょうから。
Being in charge of a funeral is tiring work. There's no time to shed tears. If Kraus were ever to be given time to cry for his dead father, that time would have to be now. Everyone agreed with Kumasawa's words. Even so, Kraus continued to blankly gaze up at the ceiling and didn't respond in any way. Natsui urged the servants to go.
私はジェシカにも話してきます。今やあの子が次期当主です。それにふさわしい自覚を持つようによく言い聞かせなくては。
待て。
Oh, I wonder what's gonna come up now. As they each started to make their way out of the study, Kraus finally spoke. They stopped walking.
はい。
待て。
はい。
Hadn't she already stopped walking, just like her husband had asked? But despite that, he told her once again to wait. From those slightly weak words, Natsui understood that he'd probably stopped her because he wanted her to be by his side.
お前たちは下へ。私は夫と言います。何かあったらここに電話するように。
かしこまりました。だから待てと言っている。
When Kraus suddenly raised his voice, everyone jumped and turned around. Unable to comprehend what she had done to spark her husband's wrath, Natsui ran up to him.
どうしましたあなた。私は何か失礼なことを口にしてしまいましたか。だったらお許しを。
いや、違う。そうじゃない。そうじゃない。少し待て。時間をくれ。
ええ、分かっています。心を整理するためにも必要です。私たちはその時間をあなたにあげようと、ここから静かに出ていくだけですよ。
だからそれを待てというのだ。いいか、誰もその場から動くな。一歩たりともだ。疲れたなら椅子にでもソファーにでも好きに座ればいい。だから何も喋らずに静かに黙って何もせずにいろ。
Those unreasonable words felt like a glimpse of how Kinzo used to be. Natsui couldn't hide her slight surprise at his behavior, which almost made it seem as though Kinzo had possessed her husband. Natsui told the servants to wait for the time being. She ordered them to sit on a sofa a short distance off, approached her husband, and spoke to him in a small voice.
あなたがお命じになれば、夏日はいくらでも待ちます。とどまります。ですからどうか、お気を鎮められてください。
違う。そうではないのだ。そうではないのだ。
Was it really blood? Or was he actually being possessed? Kraus's disorderly style of speech strongly resembled Kinzo's. As she watched this, Natsui became certain that Kraus was Kinzo's son after all, and that he was the true successor, more suitable than any other person.
Natsui, こっち。
Kraus stood up and headed towards the window, trying to lengthen the distance between himself and the servants waiting on the sofa by even a small amount. Natsui realized that he must have something secret to discuss.
はい、あなた、何事ですか？
親父に死なれてはまずいのだ。
しかし、もうお亡くなりになりました。そういうわけには参りません。
そうじゃない。今はまずいんだ。
どういうことですか？
Yeah, whatever could you mean, Kraus?
親父の財産を担保にしている。相続問題になれば隠しをせない。
担保ですか？いかほど？
メロディーランドの時近藤君を応援したことがあっただろう。
あの方とは縁を切れと申し上げたじゃありませんか。私には断ったと言ったはず。どうして？
男の義理というものがある。断れなかった。
Kraus claimed to hold honor as a virtue. However, Natsui knew that he most often used this as an excuse for when he reluctantly went along with some deal that he just couldn't refuse.
お金に余裕があるならいざ知れず、この島のリゾート計画でかなりの借金をされたのではありませんでしたか？
ああ、したさ。方々で恩人に世話になったのだ。それらを返済するためにも座しているわけにはいかない。返済するためには金がいる。金を生むためには金がいる。金がなければ始まらない。この島の計画だって企画会社がおかしなことにならなければ順調だったのだ。都の役人とも連携は取れていた。東京都の新しい観光スポットになると知事の太鼓判ももらえていた。私の根回しは完璧だったのだ。たまたま巡り合わせとタイミングが悪かった。ちょっとした運のすれ違い、事故みたいなものだった。
あれは事故なんかではありません。詐欺です。あなたは騙されたのです。 初めから彼らはこの島のリゾート計画など描けていなかったのです。
そんなことはないぞ。土方君のビジョンは先見性にあふれていた。世界と未来に目を向けた広大な視野は私夢が広がる。世界に未来に。夏日も一緒に聞いていただろう。
ええ、聞いていました。そしてお帰りになられた後に申し上げたはずです。あの方はうさんくさい。語るのは未来ばかりで地に足がついていない。これ以上お付き合いしてはならないと。
土方君は立派な好青年だ。彼の生き様からは学ぶことも多いぞ。彼は若いが尊敬できる。彼のことを侮辱することは許さんぞ。
あなたは同じことを月旅行の時にもおっしゃいました。先見性がある、未来がある、夢があると連呼され、その挙句はいかがでしたか。荒唐無稽な話だったとあなた自らがお認めになったではありませんか。私はNASA の高官とか名乗るおかしな男が現れた頃からこれは絶対におかしいと確信しておりました。
あれはあの外国人が国際的な詐欺師だったに過ぎない。あの件については私も曽根崎氏も被害者だ。彼の先見性は今をもって間違っていない。将来必ず世界の大富豪が宇宙旅行をたしなむ時代が訪れ、そしてその最初の事業は民間1社によって独占されるだ。着眼点は間違っていない。それを利用して世界中の投資家を騙している国際的な詐欺集団がいて、
曽根崎という男もその一味だったと申し上げているのです。あなたはどこまでお人よしなのですか。どうしていつもうさんくさい話を疑いもせずに乗ってしまうのですか。
訂正しろ。曽根崎氏は優秀な未来ある男だ。うさんくさくなどない。彼の語る夢は未来を先取りしているからこそ、それが見えるものには妄想にしか見えんだけだ。女のお前には未来など見えん。
ええ、女の私には未来など見えません。でも現在なら見えます。私の目の前で狡猾な二枚舌の詐欺師たちに丸め込まれ騙されてなお妄信している哀れな夫の姿なら見ることができます。
ねえ、黙れ。お前には金も事業も経済も何もわからん。夫の仕事に口は出すな。妻は家事だけをしてればいい。お前は黙っていろ。
Feel like he went a little bit too far there, maybe? Without another word, Natsui fell silent just as Kraus had hoped she would. She was already far beyond anger and sadness, and the emotion that lay on the other side of those was an almost indifferent pity. Kraus, he had been in awe of Kinzo since he was very young, had started to subconsciously admire the way his father lived. Without realizing it, he had come to believe that he could only be recognized as a man in his own right if he surpassed his father. However, Kinzo had been a mad genius, the likes of which had never before been seen in the Ushiromiya family's long history. That talent was a gift from heaven, and it definitely wasn't genetic, much less something that could be learned.